There are many such locations of springs in the Sofia area. This water is known for particularly valuable for kidneys. A pretty little water feature in the midst of these thermal spring spouts, and people will come here and load up all their bottles. It's almost hot enough that you can't put it in your hand, but not quite. Come back and look much closer at this in the Byzantine style public bathhouse. It's a concept that our guide hopes will be returned. This little spring is good for your heart. Again, it's an early example, early 1900s or 20th century era. Byzantine, Eastern Byzantine, redundant architecture. And it was a bathhouse closed, I think, 24 years ago. And a block away, if you listen closely, you can hear the violin. Here's the center portion. I'm going to go over there and take a closer look at that detail up there because I think it's very pretty. This actually is going to be now converted into a museum. You have to assume that each of these symbols is meaningful, certainly to the Byzantine. So this large building is the building of the Councilors, in other words, the legislature. It's a huge building. As seen from the outside, you get an idea why it's so huge, because there's large interior open space. This huge building on the right is the Councilors building, and it's actually shared with the Department of Education. Or no, that's the presidency's building. That's this huge thing over here, which is shared with the Department of Education. And these are the offices of those who support the Congress. Gives you a hint of our bureaucracy. And eventually the Congress itself is going to move in here because they don't need all the space they got. These are some young men made up in Roman style, and there's the group over there of ladies in the same time period of dress. Inside the presidency and the Sheraton Hotel.
Actually had floor heating. It was quite labor and resource intensive, but the Romans did have it.
This was originally a mosque. And here a lapidarium from the Roman times, sarcophagi. Lapidariums are often not that interesting. They're usually just scraps. Not that we should not revere the scraps of ancient empires, but it's always interesting to wonder where these parts came from. I see these holes and wonder what they're for. Those look like leaves, but holes in things, stone, are normally not termites, but rather holes for holding something like an applique, like gold or something like that. So I don't know. This is a pretty detailed building. It's architecture like this, if Skopje ever had it, and I don't know that they did. It came tumbling down in the earthquake. Seems that everywhere you look in Sofia, there's a view that is alluring, like straight down ahead here. That building, I believe, is the university. I always like parks. They're such a magnificent refuge from the city, even a beautiful city like this. This is a sculpture, a modern sculpture of a man who I don't know who it is, but he died in 1895. But notice the cuts, like a chainsaw cut in the skull portion of this. No idea. This apparition is me. I always find that an interesting architectural detail. This building contiguous to the other one we just looked at. Here another piece of piano whimsy. Interesting piece of sculpture. Metal, it looks like. But just bars and little squares seem to make up its texture. Thought that comes to mind is maudlin. When I look at this dark building, probably dirty. Open Bulgarian, speaking English. For whatever the reason, this will be the site, I believe, of the music festival, or at least one component of it. Everywhere there are lovely cafes. The Natural Museum for History is in between that palace where the yellow brick road is and this really knockout church. There to Alexander Nevsky Church, but I wanted to video this square because it's just another of many that is pretty at the very least, and with that statue, whatever it's of, dramatic. They're an allusion to the former, I think, I don't know what they're, but some kind of warring campaign in there, what must have been one of the great heroes of it. Okay, here we are at the National Theater. All this does is pretty much classical theater. It doesn't even do musicals, apparently. And this is dedicated to Ivan Vazov, or however you pronounce that. And it was used to perform plays when he was still alive, his plays. Interestingly enough, it was designed by Austrian architects. And after the Ottoman experience, apparently, even though they were a monarchy, parliamentary monarchy, they went outside the country to get their leaders. I think for a different reason than Poland did. Poland did it because they were afraid of each other, those super landowners who controlled the country. Statuary on one of the side corners.
The month of March in Bulgarian is Mart, and the name derives from that. The tradition that we have here is that on the 1st of March we all exchange this Martinica as a symbol of good health, the white, longevity, and fertility. Good, the red that they're combined.
This is the second piano we've seen.
Yes.
This is the second piano we've seen.
Yes. But there are layers underneath it with Roman catacombs that dating to older times. It was outside of the Serdica fortress. You already know where the Serdica. All the people who fought for the liberty of Bulgaria.
There are a whole street of pretty buildings. Now this was the center, and it's considered the center of Sofia. In a way you can always tell the center. A little bit of whimsy sculpture that doesn't look like it's meant to be funny. Here he's referred to as the artist, but I thought that there was a theater named after him in which his productions were acted while he was still alive. A little bit of paper whimsy. Wow, pretty neat stuff. If I didn't know better, I'd think these people were looking up at the plane that just crossed. Another park. Men are playing chess there. I told you this was a sophisticated city. None of that other stuff for them. Saturday in Sofia. Probably every day for old men is a day when you play chess, or as those men are, perhaps cards. Yep. I think this was the Bulgarian Czar's palace at one time, and it became different things during different political eras. The park that I just walked through was his playground, as such rulers are wont to have. Although right, not quite where that tent is, but over to the right here, one very popular Bulgarian man, don't know what the word popular meant, but when he died, they built a mausoleum for him here. But when communism was over, the people and the government decided it was inappropriate here, and what took 6 days to build took 6 days to destroy. Pretty buildings nearby. And here we have a beautiful church hidden behind those trees. Let's go take a look at it. This paving you put in is not painted. It actually is a yellow stone that comes from Hungary and was put in as a commemorative gift, or actually as a gift to the Czar, I guess the Bulgarian Czar, when he got married, for he and his wife. Yeah, I wonder who came up with that idea, but anyway, apparently it's a real bitch to drive on in the wintertime. There's no traction with it. But it is considered as the identifier of the central part of Sofia. And I was wrong. The church we're looking for must be down here further. Shooting what I look like when I'm wearing my garb, that's me. I'm shooting across the street through a window and to a mirror on the inside of that building. I was walking by and saw this man on my right photographing something, and I looked in and he was photographing this. I don't know what it is because I can't read the Bulgarian.
Please take a seat on the benches here.
Everywhere there seems to be a park. Here we are at the beautiful church, particularly beautiful in the sun reflecting off it. bell tower.